Hello to you. It seems, and quite rightly so, that many folk are keen to know when big changes are going to take place. After all, it was 4 years ago that Phase 2 was spoken of, i.e., a second lockdown. Then there was the hype of monoliths, etc. I understand you have no time, yet, we do, and the crowds are restless as the world becomes more insane. Any forthcoming news on such matters? Welcome one. Welcome all. We are understanding more and more how time plays out for you and not for us. We see the picture of the jigsaw puzzle coming together. You see month after month, year after year ticking by. Although such things we have spoken of have not yet come to fruition, many things are taking place that are building up, albeit slowly, to that which we have spoken of. I wondered if you were about to say prophesied, yet you said spoken of. Is there a difference? The truth is, blossom in each one. Anything anyone foretells can change. Depending on so many factors. Depending on outcomes. Depending on behaviors and manipulations of truth. Depending on changing of plans from one party to another. Need to interrupt. When you say party, do you mean political party? We do. Just asking, as you don't do politics, per se. And for a very good reason. Which is? That which is set before you, can be twisted and turned in the blink of an eye. It is likened to a very intricate game of chess, and yet, the rules of the game are no longer in play. It is not a matter of may the best man win, it is a matter of the light has won, and how the flow of the game is conducted is not always as it appears to be. Confusion is not as it seems. That's why it is there, to confuse. We choose not to speak of political rights and wrongs. The heart knows within itself what is right and wrong, by the feeling. Yet, in the US, for instance, there is such a divide, such hate for those who chose the opposite of one's personal indoctrination, for that is what it is. And this is why, it is for us to leave this alone. Blossom in each one, what is to come, what lies ahead, will eventually stop this divide. For actual evidence will be the proof that all need to know of. There will be no denying or falsifying. Those days shall be gone. I know a beautiful world is spoken of, one that we are all working towards, yet, in so many countries, the madness becomes even madder and we seem to be unable to change it. At the moment. Will there be a time when we can then? There will be a time when it is changed for you. That's a strong statement. You see, that makes me feel as though something will happen on a large scale, that which we have been waiting for. Some massive happening, and here we are again going round in circles, round and round, yet, no further forward. This massive event may be in 100 years' time for all we know, and meanwhile, here we are, doing the best we can to shine our light in a topsy-turvy world. As you said topsy-turvy, you were reminded, were you not, Blossom, that we used that expression many, many times? We said that your world would be this way, and it is. Now. You also said, when it is at a point when it is beyond comprehension, or words to that effect, that the tide will turn, so to speak. We did indeed, and we are not changing our thoughts on that. Yet, just how much matter has it got to get? Quite a bit. As presentations of this madness are brought to a climax, it allows for the souls who have so far chosen to sleep, to wake up. That which is appearing to take control and requires conformity, is stirring the hearts and senses of those that many call sheep. The madness is so confronting as it displays itself, that one cannot help but begin to question. For within it, it is affecting the many instead of the few. It is now on the doorstep, as opposed to in foreign lands. Yet, how far does this have to go? How many more people have to suffer? Blossom, suffering has been the agenda put in place by the Dark Ones for many eons of time. This was brought about through greed and the need for power. Occurrences are brought about by a collective consciousness, and through free will, your planet now finds itself in the state that it is in. It has to change. For it is decreed. the suffering of man has had its day. Yet, clearly not for a while it seems. Yet, Blossom, it is not as you think. I don't know what to think anymore. I don't believe anything, and through your wisdom, I do my best to make the most of a bad job, as the saying goes. We ask each one of you to continue on in this vein. We ask each one of you to find the strength within to do so. We ask each one of you to ask yourself if you truly believe that you are making a difference. Those of you who know. Those of you who have found us, those who found the light within by whatever means. No. You know you came to change all that has been of darkness upon your planet into light once again. Once you know it, you cannot unknow it. This is why we ask you to recognize this knowing within you. It is this that allows you to carry on in your strength. Dearest ones, hold fast in your understanding of why you are here and why you know the feeling inside of you is truth. I think many of us are indeed aware of that, as always. It is just the waiting for something to really shift. Not because we want someone to do all the work for us, yet, because we do not want anyone to suffer anymore. Again, we say to you, the bigger picture is so very different from the one you are trying to imagine. What else can we do, but try? And if we can't imagine it, then we can't. Which means we can't understand it. Which means, dearly beloved. Hello. That sounds a bit Jesus-y, with all, and I mean all respect. You don't usually use that term. We trust that it sounds as it is meant. You are deeply and dearly loved. To continue. Which means, that you must delve deeply into your being and trust. Trusting that your knowing knows. Is imperative at this most prolific time. Hang on to that. Even when all around seems so absurd, gather yourself, and dig deep into the self. Breathe into your trust and find peace. Do this when your energy feels it is being pulled this way and that, and all around feels uncomfortable. Trust. Trust. Trust your truth. Trust that feeling in your knowing. And know it. This is what shall see you through, until such time when there can be no doubt that all we have spoken of is of light and truth. N. Is taking place. Thank you. Just got to ask, considering how we began today. Do you still think a second lockdown will take place? We do. Your next words that came were sooner than you think, yet, I hesitated to write them. 4 years is not sooner than we think. This then, when or if it does happen, will take us into phase 2, by your account. Correct? Correct, and 3, 4, and 5 shall follow quite rapidly after that. If all goes to plan, of course. Of course. Let us say also, that plans on the ground may change around here and there, and now and then take a diverse course, yet the ultimate divine plan for your planet will not change. And just to remind us of that in its entirety, if you wouldn't mind? A planet as it once was. A planet of light and loving and giving and receiving and understanding and laughter and immense joy. You didn't mention healing? For none shall be required. Well, there we go. Those of us that know, shall continue to know and trust, to the very best of our ever-expanding ability to do so. In gratitude. In loving service. I am.